G'day Mick, Zegrills Australia here. We have our cool new SmokeGen arriving very soon, but I wanted to do a quick little video to explain how they work, which is actually quite simple. So I've got this funky little drawing here, so let me explain what's going on. So we've got our chamber here, which is our aluminium alloy chamber, which is where all the smoke is generated and the fire burns. We've got a little fish pump over here, so it's basically just pushing out air through a silicon rubber tube through a stainless steel metal pipe here, and it has quite a nice air speed blowing out through this big larger diameter pipe there. Now what happens at this point here is we get what's called the Venturi effect happening, whereby this high speed air is going to actually draw in air from the surroundings and form a little bit of a vacuum pressure down below. And what that does is it draws air in this hole here, and also there's a couple of holes in underneath this mesh grate here, which means you've got this nice little passive airflow coming up through the wood chip and or wood pellet, which is the yellow here material. And so you essentially get a little fire, a smoldering, not active flames, but a little smoldering fire down the bottom here. And then as the air is drawn up, you get the smoke coming up, and then it mixes with this high speed air coming through and then blows out the smoke. So it's quite simple. What you would do is you would lift off the lid, you would throw in your material up to this level here. In the bottom here is basically a disc with holes in it, which allows the air to come through, also allows the ash to come down into here to kind of keep it away from the fire. Then you'd get a little butane torch or cigarette lighter, but a little butane torch like this is best. It's got a nice little powerful flame that comes through. You would light it through this hole here for around about 30 seconds to a minute with the speed on high. A little knob here, you can adjust the fan speed on high until you've got nice consistent smoke coming out, and you'll actually see it's getting red in here. You've got a little fire in there. You can then take your flame source away, and you'll then continue to get it burning. Again, not with active flame, but just smoldering and pumping out lots of smoke. Now, once it's been running for a minute or so, you can then turn your knob down to half speed, or actually the lower speed, to get a nice amount of smoke coming out. And this will then run for anywhere between 45 minutes to 90 minutes, depending on the fuel, because the fuel will burn at a different rate. The nice thing is that you can do a mixture of wood chips and wood pellets, or just straight wood pellets. Obviously, nothing too fine because it'll just block up these holes. So you want to have small wood chunks or wood pellets. This will get very hot. It'll get up to 300 degrees potentially. So you definitely don't want to be touching it with your fingers when it's running. It has a hook on the top so you can lift the lid off if you need to. And obviously use heat-proof gloves. So it's quite easy. Once you finish using it, you would just lift off the lid, and then you would tip out the contents in here, give it a bit of a shake, and then we've got a stainless steel, not a stainless steel, sorry, a wire brush, which you would use to clean out the tube here, because you get a bit of black soot and tar accumulating in there. Give that a bit of a clean, and then you are good to run again. So great little unit for if you're doing cold smoking. You can use this with a grill off or a chamber off, and just be providing flavor from whatever wood chips or pellets you put in here. And if you are running the grill, so for example our Z Grill smoker, you can then add extra flavor. So you might be running an Australian hardwood pellet for the grill itself. You can put in here some hickory or cherry or something to provide some extra flavor from the smoke generator, or the SmokeGen as we call it. So there you go. There's a quick overview. Please read all the information above and below about how to use this. And if you have any questions, please let us know, and we'll have proper photos and everything updated on the website very soon. Cheers.